One of the major points of criticism feminists and social justice advocates on YouTube have against big anti-feminist channels is that they lead to dogpiling of smaller channels. Just recently I responded to Danny Corks, whose main point of contention against Irate Bear is the fact that he called for a mass response on a bedroom feminist. The other obvious mention here is Bearing. Michael Rowlands, Tim Blake and others within their little circle constantly criticising for punching down on smaller channels. The most recent example of this being Absolute Havoc. So imagine my surprise when I find out that the SJW community have been dogpiling a smaller anti-feminist channel. The Critical Cracker is a tiny channel that, as far as I can tell, has only just recently entered the skeptic style of videos. He has about 40 subs at the time of recording this. I discovered him after seeing that Shaun and Jen and Tim Blake had tweeted about him. The response from a group of people who tend to be disgusted by the alleged dogpiling antics of Irate Bear and Bearing were absolutely fascinating. Let's have a look at some of them. I have a feeling this is actually a sarcastic shot at Shaun and Jen. If it's not, it's especially stupid. At first, I couldn't tell if this was a sarcastic post firing shots at me, or telling Shaun and Jen that he was actually acting like a baby. Upon inspecting his profile, he tends to turd burgle the SJW community quite a bit, so I'll have to assume that this is shots fired at me. Cow rah mate. Gotta say, I'm quite disappointed. That title looks clickbaity, and I'll agree that the thumbnail was absolute wank. I was running low on inspiration that day. But the title was actually perfectly accurate, and my criticism was civil. Amazing, isn't it? SJWs piss and moan about the ad hominems that we all use and shit, and then when someone actually tries to approach even the most unreasonable of feminists like GFY in a civil manner, it's still, oh my god, look at this loser. You might as well just admit that it's nothing to do with how we say it and just that you don't like it and won't listen. I spoke to Critical Cracker briefly before making this video, and don't worry, he's taken it like an absolute champ, because unlike the SJWs, he's not a little faggot. The thing is, he doesn't care, and trust me, neither do I. We understand that this is all part of putting yourself out there on the internet. Personally, I'd at least watch the guy's videos before criticising him, and I'd criticise his arguments first, and then be like, by the way, you're a fucking cracker, lol. But you do you, mates. Anyway, what I'm saying is, my point isn't that you should stop it because it's bad. I'm indifferent, to be honest. It'll pass, and he'll still be making videos, so Whatever, you know, it could have been worse. That's the internet. My point is, don't moan to anti-fems and people like them about dogpiling small channels, and then dogpile small channels, you fucking dafties. Besides, when you think about it, I reckon the name is quite clever. Cracker because he's white and like literally a cracker avatar. I don't know if that's what he intended or not, but I think the dualistic meaning is quite poetic myself. For what I know about poetry and shit anyway. That's not worth much, but whatever. So guys, I hope you'll practice what you preach and condemn your audience from dogpiling a significantly smaller channel than yours. After all, you're the good guys, right? Finally, shout out to the critical cracker for taking his hits like a champ. He persevered and waved that shit off like a mild case of chlamydia, and didn't sink to the levels of SJWs by deleting his channel. Or like, pretending to for the clicks. I've only watched like 30 seconds of one of his videos, but I plan to start watching some as soon as I'm done with this video. All the best with your channel, mate. Thanks to all you sexy bastards for watching, and that includes anyone likely to dislike this video. I'll catch you twatty mongs later. Love and respect to you all.